So we are getting some bird and privilege. I think mostly we're getting privilege scrub, because privilege scrub is deadlift to a bill. Bird is important. You have to take it out, but privilege violations can take you out. So we're again getting that as we go along as well. But when we pass a bill, then they will see it in its aggregate and make some
messaging, because that they have to take some of those things out regardless, no matter what you send over. You said you weren't going to send a messaging bill.
No, we're going to send a messaging bill, but we want to be sure that what we send is not birdable or bird bath or privilege scrub. They're the two exercises we're engaged, bathing exercises we're engaged in. And we're getting good responses. There's no bad answer. You know, it is what it is. You know, there's a certain objectivity to it. It is what it is. Because whatever it is, this is the greatest, monumental, historic piece of legislation that any of us will ever be a part of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, American politics.
It's vodka in that cup, right?
Say what?
That was vodka in that cup, not water, right?
Gotta be.
I can't even make it through the speech.
So, guys, before we start the show, I want to take a minute and acknowledge all the young gentlemen in California that are helping out all the stuff, helping the people rescue all their stuff from the fires. Just so you can see this, like they're doing their best job making sure that people's TVs and all their valuables don't burn. So just want to make sure we acknowledge those gentlemen.
How kind of them.
Yes.
If those houses ended up burning down, I care a little less. If I can be honest. They were just saving resources. I'm an efficient person. You know what I mean? I hate the idea of resources just being wasted in a fire. So, if those houses end up burning down anyhow, I don't even know if there's a crime scene to investigate.
Right. It's insurance money pays out the same either way.
That's if you still have insurance, but yeah. If you're smart enough, as we learned on Monday, if you were smart enough to renew your insurance for the year.
The opening. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke, but they get busted with all sorts of drugs. They're trying to eat them when they get pulled over. So they're at court here and they're all fucked up, and poor Chong there is not feeling so well. So he decides that, oh man, some water would just be great.
Vodka, man.
It's Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, so they end up getting off, and then the movie can begin.
I've never seen any Cheech and Chong movie.
Up in Smoke is probably the best if you haven't. Some of them are kind of out there, kind of bad. But Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke is probably the most solid of all the movies, and it's still a kind of terrible movie, but it's good. It's the one to see.
Okay.
Yes, low quality, high entertainment value.
Yes, that's a very good way to put it. Yes.
I'll put that on my list.
Yeah,
they made some straight up stinkers, for sure, and then some of them are like, all right, they were doing way too many drugs when they made these. There is another one. I can't remember the name of it offhand, but it's kind of like a bunch of sketches, because they were
they were comedians, like sketch comedians, weren't they?
Yeah, back when you'd buy a comedy album on vinyl, like they had albums like that. So it'd be songs or sketches, but audio format, and they probably did some live shows too. So yeah, that's sort of how they got their start. I don't know the whole story. If you do want to watch something fucked up, here, I'll find the name. I think it's called AKA Tommy Chong or something. But it's about when him and like half a dozen other people who manufactured smoking accessories, which he didn't even do it. It was his son who had the same name. AKA Tommy Chong is the name of the documentary. But basically the FBI or the ATF or DEA or one of those fuckers set up like this big sting operation because you weren't allowed to ship pipes and bongs across state lines, right? Even though they're legal or whatever, they have to be sold in whatever state. So they set up a fake company, like a fake head shop in like New Jersey. And then they try to get manufacturers to ship to them and then bust them when they did. And like they initially hit up Chong's like son. And dude, it's funny. He's such a California stoner surfer. He's like, yeah, man, like we want to help you out, but it's just not legal. We just can't ship it, you know? And so for like a year, like they're pestering him to try to get him to do it. So finally they work out a thing. They're like, okay, tell you what, we'll come to California and pick them up, which would then be legal for them to sell them. If the head shop drove to California and picked up the bongs, they would buy them from them, right? So they're like, all right, if that's how you want to do it, we'll do it that way. So they put in this giant order. They manufacture this giant, like 6 months worth of work for this company. They manufacture the order. Then they're like, hey, man, your stuff's ready to come pick up. And they're like, oh, sorry, we can't come pick it up now. You got to ship it. So it's basically like if they don't sell them this order, it's going to put them out of business. So they do ship it to them. And then like they it's the kind of thing where like they pin like the wife and son who own the company with like years, dude, like years in prison, or Tommy Chong can go for a year, you know? So like he basically had to like go to prison. So his family didn't go to prison. And like the judge at the trial was like, oh, we're doing this because they made content making fun of police officers and shit, you know, in the 70s. So like they did this whole fucking thing. Dude, it's fucking insane. Sickening, of course, the millions and millions and millions of dollars that were spent on this. It was in like the early to mid 2000s, if I remember right, when that occurred. And I remember when that happened because I was like not quite an activist, but I was very like pro legalization. I had a High Times subscription, you know, all that shit. So like I actually like followed that kind of news back then before the internet. But yeah, man, nuts. But it's a really good documentary.
If you didn't get 3-letter agencies enough already, there's just one more drop in the bucket.
Trust me, with what I'm dealing with in the state of Michigan right now with my business, it's unbelievable what they can do. I don't work for myself. I work for the state.
Yeah.
I mean, as do we all.
I work on but you have them coming into your home, inspecting your home to make sure you sell shit on the internet, right? I do.
Oh, no. I don't even remember which garden gnomes are loaded with tannerite and which ones aren't. That would be dangerous for all of us. Fuck.
Garden gnomes.
Maddening.
Yeah, man. It is hella maddening. You had a message. I didn't message you back because I was actually going to watch it, but I hadn't yet. You messaged me if I'd watch Better Off Dead.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I looked at it. We're like, oh, we should go watch that. And ended up watching something that the wife's got me into. Really, the funny internet clips have gotten me into My 600-Pound Life, which I had never seen before. And I was like, you know what? That's basically the same thing. Definitely Better Off Dead. You know, some of these fuckers. Oh,
there's another one, 1,000-Pound Sisters. No, that one's.
I've seen
is that the one where the one chick's like, I was told that if I drank soda, it would like, how would she say it? Like
sody. She called it sody.
Yeah, it offsets the sugar I drank, and the dude's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, or diet sodies. I think it was.
Yeah,
like, if I drink
diet soda.
My mama told me if I drink diet sodies, I can eat all the other junk I want. It's so crazy, dude.
I mean,
some of them, it's like an inspirational story, and they get better, and this and that. And some of them are
but are people really that retarded? Like,
so they said something in the first episode. No. I'm sorry. I'm conflating this with the Jerry Springer documentary we just watched. But there's some overlap here, I think. In the Jerry Springer documentary, they had something called the Springer Triangle, where like 95% of the contestants of the guests on the show came from like, it was like between Ohio, some city in Tennessee, and like South Carolina, you know, up in like the mountains. It was like 95% of the guests came from that Springer Triangle. And I bet you there's some sort of overlap with the My 600 Pound Life as well. Like they have a triangle. It might be maybe moved a little southwest, if I had to guess, but they probably have a similar kind of thing where, like, you know, 90% of the people come from.
Maybe.
I found the clip
figured
of
Atlanta.
Do you drink water?
Jesus.
No water at all? Okay. All right. And then what are you drinking during the day?
Sodies.
Sodies.
Sody pops.
Okay. And how much do you think you drink a day?
8 to 12 a day.
8 to 12 cans?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hold on.
It's regular soda?
No, it's that.
It's diet. Okay.
Our mom told us when we were younger, if we ate a sugar, you drink a Diet Coke afterwards and it'll cancel out the sugar.
Okay. Do you believe it to be true? No.
I did when I was a kid.
Sure.
God, how can you be that stupid? Oh my god.
Well, they all have an enabler too, because they can't access the food on their own, because they need like a team of people in an ambulance to get them to the grocery store. So it's always like, you know, a husband or a boyfriend, which that's a whole. I want a documentary about the husbands and boyfriends of these people. That's what I want. I'm curious about the psychology there. But
Yeah.
like the enabling there, like the
self-loathing,
parents.
man. It's a massive self-loathing to be. Like, how do you get?
There's a few cases of like the husband or boyfriend likes a big girl and doesn't want them to lose weight. Like, I mean, not just likes a big girl, like, you know, your cousin Buck likes a big girl, you know, like likes a big, like, circus freak girl, like, and they try to keep them fat. Like, that's like a whole nother level of fun. Like, that's something different even. But yeah, dude, the enabling. Somebody's got to bring them that shit. Somebody's got to cook them that food. Somebody's got to buy them that food. And I mean, I'm sure they're on disability and we're buying a tenth of their food, because I'm sure their food bill's much higher. But yeah, it's like 6,000 calories a day, dude.
That's fucking nuts.
I don't even. I'm stumped. I have nothing else to say. I'm stumped. I'm not a thin guy. I know I'm not a thin guy, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's a whole different ballpark. That's when you have to go to the scrapyard to get weighed. Which is a real thing.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh my
god.
God.
A standard bathroom scale only goes to 300 pounds. So once you get over that, like, you have to go to like a specialty doctor that specializes in fat people, or a scrapyard. Like, they load you in the back of the excursion. In the back, I don't mean the back seat. They take you to the scrapyard and weigh you.
I mean, like, that's just uncomfortable. Like, how could you live that uncomfortable?
You don't have to watch the whole series or anything, but you watch an episode or two and you get your fill. The stuff that's hard for me to handle is the surgical stuff. So the bariatric surgery isn't too bad, but when they do the skin removal surgery, once they lose like 200 or 300 pounds, you know, they've got this. There's names for all this gross shit.
Yeah,
the stuff that hangs down off of them. Yeah. They cut it off and sew you back up, dude. And it's like a 40 to 50 pound chunk of material, and because it's not like an easy shaped item to pick up, you know, it's like a 3 foot long, 1.5 foot wide belly. Like, you know, it takes like 3 fucking surgical techs to like wrangle it into a bag. Like, it's the funniest goddamn thing. There's a belly button in the middle of it sometimes. It's insane. But then that's like a couple hundred fucking stitches to stitch that shit back up, man. It's gnarly, dude. Gnarly.
And
wow.
With
Learn
all
something
of
new
that,
every day.
with all of that being said,
doctor now is cool. Yeah.
I actually know a couple guys that are 500 pounds that are perfectly healthy, and like, they're gigantic dudes, but they also get around fine, and they don't like have health issues or anything like that. Like, they're just like monumental size people. One of the dudes, he was a semi-professional football player. He was like a nose tackle. His fucking hands. Oh my! Like, I don't know how he picks anything up, like, with as big as his hands are. It's just like too fucking big. But he had his like championship ring from the semi-pro football league that he played in. Like, the team that he was on won their like championship, and the fucking ring was that big around. Like, Like I can almost stick 2 fingers in the ring for his one
doubles
finger.
as a cock ring. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, some of the people on here, like you can tell, it's like a dude who's like 6'7", and he's like 700 pounds, and it's like, well, he doesn't he looks big, he obviously looks fat, but he doesn't look, the proportions aren't as off as the chick who's 5'3", and 615 pounds, and it's just all in her legs. It's just like these tree trunks.
Some
dudes are just big dudes.
That dude was almost my height, and he swore up and down he weighed 350 pounds. But when he would pull his truck on the scale and get off to come in the office, it would be a 540-pound swing from him in it to him getting off of it. Like he swore, he's like, no, I weigh 350 pounds. I'm like, no.
Like, how do you get a bed that holds you? Like, seriously. I mean, there's some like logistical shit that you got to deal with, man. Breaking couches.
You're right, dude.
Right.
Yeah, the furniture is the unsung heroes here. I've said that all along.
You got to get clothes. You got to get clothes that are especially made just for you.
Yeah, it's muumuus. It's muumuus.
Oh, we got to find that. Hold on, I got to find the clip.
I don't want to be a weirdo. Yeah. It's usually a big event if they're actually losing weight when they go clothes shopping for the first time. It's still at like a fat people store, but it's like normal, like pants. It's like the first time they've worn pants in like 15 years, kind of thing. It's an event for sure. This doctor, Dr. Now is he's pretty cool. Like, I don't know what you guys tell me, if you could tell me what part of the world this guy comes from, because I feel like it's some weird thing like Transylvania or some shit. I can't place his accent, but dude, he's the one who does all the surgeries,
and when
he
left
doesn't
the hospital,
he gets some shit, dude.
Down to 546. So you lost only 9 pounds since then. But Renee has lost almost 50 pounds at the same time. And she hasn't even had her bypass yet. What in the world is going on with you?
I guess I'm eating the wrong things.
You think it's funny? You have a gastric bypass.
I had a gastric bypass,
to lose weight.
To lose weight.
And you're not losing weight.
I don't eat a third what I ate before I had that surgery.
Okay. Then
You're asking me questions I don't
shit.
understand no more than you understand.
What are you talking about? You're choosing to overeat and you think it's okay?
No, I don't think it's okay at all.
So what is going on?
I guess I'm not eating the right things. I mean,
we gave you the instruction that you need to follow, and you're not following. You play your cards right until you got the surgery, and now you're playing this kind of game, and you think that's okay? How in the world somebody?
I'm playing any game. I throw up constantly.
All right, that's enough. But he'll kick him out. He'll be like, you're not my patient anymore. Get the fuck out of here.
Really?
You're not doing your shit. Well, yeah, because dude, it's insane. Like, if people follow the directions, like, they lose 40 to 50 pounds a month, bro. Like that's as much as I eat. You know what I mean? But so the ones that just don't lose weight, he's like, well, obviously you're eating, like, you're not following the thing. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. And you're like, whatever, dude.
It's confining, so we offer a range of alternatives for the ample gentleman. Ponchos, muumuus, capes, jumpsuits, unit sheets, muslin body rolls, academic and judicial robes.
I don't want to look like a weirdo. I'll just go with a muumuu.
That's such a great episode.
Oh, it's one of the best.
We got a big and tall store in town, and it's where I have to take Sean to get a lot of his clothes because he's
country.
Because he's 6'4", 300 pounds. He's not morbidly obese or anything by any means, but he's too big for like most normal stores, regular selection. Yeah. I also have the problem of I'm too tall for.
You're freakishly tall, man. I've met you.
I'm too tall for
it's Underman over there.
Regular selection, but also I can't shop at the big and tall store because I'm not fat. I'm like so like
you gotta order off Amazon. You gotta get like
I do. I have to custom order all my fucking clothes. I'm a 36, and
36. That's insane, man.
It doesn't exist. Like Rural King, the always has a 36. Nowhere else. Like, and it's the same for the my sports coat. So I'm a 44 long. So it goes up to like 42, and then it just skips to 46. Like 44, the 44 like doesn't exist for some reason. Like 44 regular, I can find sometimes, but 44 long is like non-existent. Like it's impossible to fucking buy clothes because I'm at that perfect. I'm too tall for the normal height stuff, but I'm too thin for the big and tall stuff. It's like
you might want to try black people clothes. I feel like that's a proportion that you would share.
You got to wear
they wear a lot of long.
Actually, then you just go to what tracksuits pretty much. So it's either Arab or black people clothes. Then you got to buy an IROC after that, though.
Rural King,
you got to buy an IROC.
Rural King has my size, so if nothing else, I can always go to Rural King. I did find a 44 long sports coat at Macy's, A1 singular. I should have just bought it while I was there, but I didn't really need. It was a gray one, and I've got a gray one that fits pretty good. I don't really need another gray one. Which I got the gray one at a men's store that like has, custom tailors your coat, so you don't go pick one off the rack. Like they bring you a coat and then they tailor it for you. So
see, Justin, you get the tracksuit, you get a couple gold chains, and then you rock this thing out, man. I can see it. I can see it today. I don't know if you could even fit in that car.
I'll put your CD player in the trunk. It'll be awesome.
I have until my stepson got it. And apparently, has never given it back. I drove an 02 Mustang, 5-speed. I can fit in it.
Dude, I can't even see out of the windshield in the Mustang. I'm too tall for that. Did you have to like lay down in it?
No. What kind of Mustang are you driving that you can't fit in it?
No, I just couldn't see because the windshield's so low on that thing. The windshield's too low on them. At least it wasn't back in the 90s when we were photographing them for Ford. So,
a lot of the new quote unquote muscle cars, like the Mustangs and the Challengers and Chargers and all that shit, I can't, like, the hoods are so fucking big, dude. I don't know how people park those fucking things. I guess you get, just like any vehicle, you get used to it when you drive it around. But I was always like terrified pulling those in and out of the bay. I have a hard time seeing over that shit.
You know, it's weird when you look at Facebook and you see somebody's birthday and they're dead. They've been dead for like 5 years.
Ooh, yeah, that's rough.
I just looked at that. I just looked at Facebook for something. And yeah, that's weird. Sorry. It happens, but
death.
It's just weird.
The Wednesday death show.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, I've got a couple of those that. Did y'all see the thing? There was the thing that was going around Facebook. It was like, something about being able to cry in front of your wife. I was like, I cried one time in front of my wife, and she'll never let me live it down. Like I woke up from a dream, and so in the dream, I was like walking up these stairs, and I see my cousin and our friend Josh, and my cousin died in a car wreck right after I got out of college, and Josh died a few years after that. He had an aneurysm, and so like I see my cousin and Josh, and I'm like, oh, and so like I go to talk to him, and I turn around to go back down the steps, and like all of our friends are there, and I can't leave. Like I'm stuck. Now I'm stuck on the other side with them, and I woke up crying, like just bawling. And Stephanie will never fucking let me live it down. She's like, remember when you cried because of a dream? I'm like, you can kiss my ass.
I want to say something here. There was the Gillette commercial and this and that about toxic masculinity and all this toxic masculinity bullshit. Men aren't responsible for toxic masculinity. Women like Stephanie are responsible for toxic masculinity. Shit like that turns men toxic. Now we're not allowed to cry because you're going to make fun of us. Oh, but we have to be sensitive too.
Exactly. Yes. I'm the good guy here. She's the bad guy.
It's women like her that ruin it for the rest of us good men. I'm a 90s man. I cry when I have to.
Speaking of women being terrible and ruining things, and that'll take us to the show topic for the day. Pete Hegseth is having his confirmation hearing, and the women are all being fucking awful.
In other words,
We've got American flag handkerchief.
that every general who served should not go directly into the defense industry for 10 years. You're not willing to make that same pledge?
I'm not a general, Senator.
He got her so good.
Oh, pause there. It's like, at least if she had something right there, it's like it's not as bad. But as a politician, you can't go, oh, like you just can't do that. You have to, even if you know you're wrong, you have to power through and say something else good, or like boom, boom, boom. But you can't go, oh fuck, like that's the move. You just cannot.
One of the craziest things of all that was so over the weekend, the FBI's like official report on Pete Hegseth came out, and the Democrats were really hanging their hat on like there was going to be some terrible shit in there that they could like really hammer him on whenever they got him to the confirmation. And the FBI report on him said, what was it? Nothing of interest or unimpressive. So, like it didn't. There was nothing on his FBI report at all, and so like all of the shit that the Democrats were going to try to like pin on him and really go after him on the rumored shit, all of it turned out to just be rumors. There was absolutely nothing on any of it. And
was it Me Too shit or something?
Yeah, supposedly he
always Me Too shit. So
yeah,
it's the safe guess.
It was some Me Too stuff and something else. I can't remember, something like alcohol related or something, like getting drunk and acting a fool or something. Anyway, the like Nancy Pelosi doesn't do that every time she's in front of a fucking camera. But
we just saw the intro. Yeah.
Right. But or Kamala Harris, gosh. I mean, how many press conferences has Kamala Harris done or interviews has she done where she's like stammering and slurring her way through the whole fucking thing? But yeah, so the FBI's official like report on Pete Hegseth basically said, yeah, there's nothing there. And they still acted like fucking fools the whole time. It was nuts. There are several clips. Oh, I need to find the one. It's it's Pete Hegseth is doing the woman screaming at the cat meme. Like this one chick that's just like going off, and he's sitting there like.
That could have been old Cherokee lady there too, man. She had that exact same, like she was pointing. That was just like that.
I put that meme in in one of the chats.
Oh, really? Of her doing that?
Mr. Hegseth, are you attracted to obese Hawaiian women with a below normal IQ?
No, Senator.
Mr. Hegseth, are you aware that I used the potty all by myself today?
No, Senator.
Mr. Hegseth, you seem to be pretty fertile. If confirmed, would you commit to putting a baby in me?
No, Senator.
Mr. Hegseth, are you saying under oath that you refuse to impregnate a portly Hawaiian retarded woman, even if she can use the potty all by herself?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not real.
I don't know. Hard to tell.
I don't know, man. They're pretty... I don't want to end the show. Never mind.
Dude, the first question, I was like, why would she ask him that? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's okay. Okay. That's right.
All right, here's the chick that that the meme came from, Kristen Gillibrand.
I don't want you thinking, can't serve if you're a mom, can't serve if you're LGBTQ, and then
Just like Elizabeth.
can't serve if you're a leftist. The statements you said about people who have views differently than you, that we're the enemy. Are you saying that 50% of the DOD, if they hold liberal views or leftist views or are Democrats, are not welcome in the military? Are you saying that?
Senator, I volunteered to deploy to Afghanistan under Democrat President Barack Obama. I also volunteered to guard the inauguration of Joe Biden, but was denied the opportunity to serve because I was identified as an extremist by my own unit for a Christian tattoo.
There you go.
So beautiful.
Well,
That was so he.
Warren.
What is he?
That's her
what
name.
is he?
I want to say Elizabeth Hurley. I knew that wasn't right.
No,
Sorry, go ahead.
Elizabeth Hurley is fucking hot. Let's not confuse.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck.
What
yeah,
is
I
he
know.
being?
Can't make
What
that
is he being
mistake.
grilled for? What position?
Defense secretary. It said.
Yeah,
DOD?
I'm pretty sure he's going to be the defense secretary.
Huh? Because they were like, I mean, it's just a show trial. We all know it's all fake and gay, but they went pretty hard on him.
An audit.
And the way
Yes or no? Did you need an audit? Yes or
That's
no?
all they got. They got to sit there and be able to yell at somebody.
Question, yes or no? Did you need an audit? Do you not know this answer?
Senator, every
Yes or
part
no?
of my leadership
Yes
of these
or no?
organizations
Yes
has
or
been
no? Did you need an audit?
misrepresented.
I would.
I mean, I wouldn't last. I would have called her a
Bitch.
name.
Time.
Yeah. I would have started there and then got myself.
Work your way down the list.
I give the man like props for his patience because I would not have been nearly that nice.
Dude, anything like that, it is like, or like even like when the, like all the social media guys, got dragged up before like Congress and shit. It's just like, okay, I know I'm just going to, I have this thing to do today where I'm going to go and all the big, stupid, important people that I hate, all the royalty are going to yell at me. And my only option is to be pretty cool about it, like, stay calm and try to answer the questions and not go, fuck you, bitch. You're not, I don't think you're really allowed to do that. I don't know what happens if you do, but the fact that people don't do that tells me that there's probably something that happens to you if you do that.
I don't think, Dag, I think you're the only one that would be able to go through that whole thing process out of our group without going off on that person.
A lot of much
Justin would
crazier and
Justin
evil
would throw a
people than
spear.
us do that though, and they don't flip out. Now they probably have a lot of media training, and if you're somebody, I guess you kind of got to be used to dealing with that if you're in politics. But,
I could make it through the whole thing. It would be them that would be coming after me before it was all over. Like that's kind of how
if anything, I see Justin being the best to go through something like that. I don't do well under confrontational pressure. I can't come up with witty retorts. I'll do like 10 minutes later. I'm like, fuck, I should have said that. Here having fun with you guys, I can be witty, but not in a confrontational thing.
You want to see people get mad and storm off? Just let them talk to me for about 10 minutes. He
proves that with his wife every day.
Oh God, I practice. Well, yes, I practice.
You practice on your wife every day.
I practice on
Try
Reddit.
to stay sharp.
I practice on Reddit. I am so far undefeated. Everybody that I've gotten in an argument with on Reddit has blocked me.
It's like the Sheen guy on Apocalypse Now, where he's like in the mirror, like practicing. Wait, I'm waiting for a mission. Like that. That's Justin every morning with his wife, just waiting until he gets the opportunity to go in front of Congress for some reason.
Oh,
Dennis is ready for his turn too.
Yeah. He's mad as hell, and he's not going to take it
He's going
anymore.
off on somebody right now.
It's goddamn cats.
It's probably Amazon finally delivering. I think I feel kind of bad because I know it's a little insensitive, but like all the rest of us went back to work last week. When's Amazon going to start delivering fucking packages again? Because I got one that's been waiting for 2 weeks. It's like that. The last notification I got was your package may be lost. Like, motherfucker, it was getting ready it was going to be delivered tomorrow, and now it's might be lost. Like, what'd y'all do with it in the last week and a half?
That's because the person delivering it opened it up and wanted it for themselves, and it got lost. That's what happens all the time with Amazon.
Well, nothing has been delivered since the snow's hit and everything.
That's hilarious, man. We get like so much snow here that our Amazon drivers are like, yeah, screw it. We got a job to do. But it is funny because all the coffee I send out, we see the states that got hit by snow, and they're like, it's going to be a week delay on this being delivered. I'm like, it's sitting in your post office. Like, your post office completely shuts down in the winter? Like, what the hell? Like, I got one in.
That's their slogan, right?
Yeah, I know. It's like
for rain, or except for sleet, or except for snow, or except for hail.
Yeah, there was one that was.
Point.
There was one that was going to somewhere in Kentucky, and it got delayed by a couple days because of the snow. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, do you guys not remember your rain, sleet, snow thing. I guess it doesn't work anymore. Now that they hired women, it doesn't work anymore. Women don't want to deliver shit in snow. So, did you guys see that Biden is suing Musk for something?
What?
Find out together here.
I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying think that Elon Musk's
Oh my God, dude.
and or technical relationships with other countries is worthy of being looked at. Whether or not he is doing anything inappropriate, I'm not suggesting that. I'm suggesting that worth being looked at.
Worst being looked at. Hey, so my mom has dementia, and my dad is starting with dementia, and those are the signs when you can't speak correctly. Like that's dementia shit. Like you can't get words out. Like
no shocker there. That's for sure. Oh man, dude, that's hard to watch, bro.
Yeah, try having both your parents do that.
Yeah,
like it sucks because like I see what's going on. Like it's insane.
One of the stuff he's talking about with Musk influencing foreign politics and stuff like that. I talked about it on my show last week. Like he wrote an op-ed for a German newspaper, and he posted some stuff calling out some British politicians on Twitter. Like he's not doing anything other than just like talking or posting stuff on social media. Like the newspaper could have not run his op-ed. Like, but he literally wrote an op-ed in German for this German newspaper and sent it to him, and their editor decided to publish it. It's like Elon Musk is not doing anything at all other than just like being a dude with an opinion.
Oh, you can't. Well, and they're saying because he has the platform that he can't do that. So,
I mean, they're still mad that he bought the platform so that people could.
Yeah. Yep, they are mad about that. I mean, they took away. I think the left's number one tool for manipulation.
Well, now they're losing. Now they're losing Facebook. You see the thing that where
Blue Sky isn't taking off.
The Beetle platform.
Did you see the thing where? Oh gosh, I can't remember who was interviewing him, but Zuckerberg said that the Biden administration forced them to take down like factual information about the shots and stuff. He was like, and Zuckerberg was like, no, we're not going to do that. And then they started coming after Meta and Facebook and everything. Like the government started coming after them. It's like, either you're going to take down stuff that we tell you to take down, or we're going to come after you. It's like he gosh, I wish. I mean,
let's face it though, Facebook is dead. Like it's all just AI garbage on there now.
Well, they're removing all of the they're removing the fact checkers now too. I'm gonna have to end my podcast just because I don't have Facebook fact checkers to compete with anymore.
Where will I have a well of content?
Damn it all! I've only been trying to figure out how I was gonna end this thing for 2 years. That's.
Thanks a lot, Zuckerberg. Oh fuck.
So going back to the California fires, you got this guy talking about the leadership.
Give me 30 seconds. And Bass, I think every taxpayer in America, including those in California, would like to tie this aid to removing Newsom and Bass. Now, gone. Part of the deal would be, and I know Trump likes new ideas, here's one, not a dime until those two are whacked from their jobs immediately. They are so incompetent, and all of the decisions they've made led to this, and they're still making mistakes. They're horrific managers. Whack them.
I don't know if he knows what that word means. It's a good thing we don't have an Italian government.
They should have been whacked off a long time ago. You want me to whack a guy off? Shit. So the fire's still going, or they get that under control?
Oh no, it's still going.
Yeah.
Remember, if it's a celebrity who's ever said anything slightly right wing, we're allowed to rejoice when their house burns down because it's their own fault.
Trying to think, or I'm trying to find it. There were like ongoing reports of the percentage of containment that they had on like the different fires.
So Justin, real quick, I'm wondering if this is something you've dealt with.
Stop leaving the light on. If you're the last person to leave, turn it off. I can't see anything. It would help if the porch light was on.
I think we all can
Oh, she got him.
Justin just went away.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose. I didn't figure y'all wanted to watch or hear that. Now, Stephanie pays the electric bill, so I don't turn lights on or off at all. I'm one of those weird people that I'll like sit in the dark all the time. Like I don't really use the lights. So like if there are lights on, it's because somebody else turned them on. And if somebody else turned them on, I'm not going to turn them off either. Like that's on you. So like out here,
I can't be bothered with all that.
Yeah. And it's like, and I don't mess with the lights. So I personally haven't had to deal with that, but the concept of say one thing and then turn around and 2 minutes later say the complete opposite. Yes, I think that's just part of being a husband.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying is I think we understand. We all get it.
And I say we are all, whoever her husband is, we're also all Pete Hegseth from time to time.
Yes, or you want to shoot
Our veterans organizations that will help our veterans get every damn thing that they deserve because they signed on the dotted line to keep us safe.
Whew. That's what my nightmares are like.
It's just
like
a rite of passage. Like,
again.
The whole confirmation thing is just a rite of passage. Like if you can prove that you can sit there for the entire day and deal with that over and over again, you deserve to have whatever fucking position it is that you've been nominated for.
It kind of is. It's like the final test to get into politics.
Like your final boss.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if you can't behave in a way where you can endure this, then you're not allowed in. You know what I mean? It's like the final filter.
It's like, sorry, you're not
the other ones fail. Yeah, you gotta sit there and let these.
That's why they don't like Trump. That's why they don't like Trump, because Trump smacks back at all of those kind of people. So like that he does not pass the test for can you sit here and endure just being berated for no reason for hours on end.
Tell you what, whoever it is you're bitching about, I'll buy it. Shut up.
Do you think they do it just to be bitchy, or do you think they actually think that they're right?
I'd say that it's probably a bit of like they have to. Like, what else is Elizabeth Warren going to do to stay like relevant and somebody? Is she has to, because she can't actually do anything. She doesn't actually do anything. So she has to at least go out and say things like that. So then the lady sitting at home, you go, yeah, you tell him, Lizzie, I'm going to go get my Still She Persisted tattoo touched up next week. You know, like, which, yes, I have known people who got and yet she persisted tattooed on themselves. There are people like that. So, like, you know, they have to do that to keep their bait, because otherwise, what do? So that's, you know, they have to take that opportunity to go yell. Whether or not they think they're right, that's a whole nother psychological thing, you know. But that's why they have to do that, in my opinion.
You could tell on Elizabeth Warren's face that she knew she wasn't right when, like, in that clip earlier, because as soon as he hit her back, she's like, oh, fuck. She's like,
yeah, why did I say it like that?
Yeah, you can see it on her face. She's like, damn it, he got me.
So, speaking of that,
Let's check on the left.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. I just don't know if I'll be able to own a credit card without my husband's permission in 7 days.
That's insane. The Equal Credit Opportunity Act was passed over 50 years ago by the Republican Party. The sponsor was a Republican. It was signed into law by Gerald Ford, also a Republican.
Did I get too political? My bad. I just don't know if I want to get rid of overtime in 7 days.
That's hilarious, ma'am. Trump proposed an income tax exemption for overtime work. So you keep more of your overtime day. And nobody wants to get rid of overtime.
Oh, I've gotten too political? My bad. I just want to make sure I have access to birth control in 7 days.
He literally said, I have never and will never advocate imposing restrictions on birth control. So you're good.
I got too political? My bad. I guess I don't know if I'm going to be a U.S. citizen in 7 days.
Well, if you came here legally, then you're good. So unless you came illegally, then you're fine.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. I'm just worried I won't be able to love who I love in 7 days.
Nobody cares who you love. No thing will change that has anything to do with who you love. Nobody's suggested that. Nobody's hinted at that. Nobody's proposed anything suggesting anything having to do with that whatsoever. So love whoever you want.
Did I get political? My bad. I just don't want my mother to be denied her health care because she has a pre-existing condition.
When he was in office before, he literally signed an executive order specifically protecting people with pre-existing conditions. He's mentioned this numerous times on the campaign trail. September 2020, signed it.
I think it's a mental issue. Like there's all these crazy
it's a lack of information issue. They don't know, and they don't want to know. They want to have their thing to screech about, and that's it. That's
righteous
speaking
indignation.
Speaking of the not sure if he'll be an American citizen thing, there's a guy at work that they have been joking with him that Trump won. Now you're going to get deported, and anyway, he's
went
not
home and killed
back
his
to
whole
work.
family.
He's not coming back. He's not coming back to work. And we were joking about it, and then one of the guys was like, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't joke about that anymore." He said, "Apparently, that's actually legitimately what's happening." Like, oh fuck!
Oh no!
He's actually a pretty good worker. Have I told y'all about when I worked at TJ Maxx? So one night I got there and the little HR dude sent me an email and he was like, "Hey, can you send?" I can't remember what her name was. It was like a normal white chick name, but she was very clearly not it was a Mexican chick. They're like, "Can you send so and so to my office?" I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I sent her to his office, and then she doesn't come back, and he notifies me that she will no longer be working there. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And my my doc clerk, she goes, "Oh, they probably her paperwork probably caught up to her." I'm like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, all these Mexicans that are working here." And he's like, all of them got bad paper, or they've all got fake paperwork. It's like TJ Maxx knows they don't care. They just let them work until finally somebody catches up to it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that paperwork's something's wrong with the paperwork," and then they fire them. She said, "Give it 3 weeks, she'll be back." And sure enough, 3 weeks later, she comes back with a different name. Yeah. What the fuck? Which I always wondered, because I would have the name, their names on the roster, but then they all called each other other names. And it's like,
oh, just nicknames. Man, the government must love that, because they're every time they do that, they're paying into some new fake social security number that'll never be claimed.
Yeah,
so they're
that's why they don't care.
taxes.
That's why the government doesn't care, because they're like, "Oh, we can just take this money and nobody will notice."
That shit is nuts. It's
I never thought about that. That's a brilliant scam.
The fact that TJ Maxx and the fact that TJ Maxx knew and didn't care either. They're just paperwork caught up with them. We'll fire them, give them a few weeks to get new paperwork, and then we'll bring them back. Well, I guess that helps too, because then they never hit any of those thresholds where they get extra vacation time or anything like that. They might work there for 8 years. They might work there for 8 years, but they're still basically under new hire contract.
So do they get mad when you call them their old name?
Dead naming them?
Yeah, when you're dead naming the Mexican, do they get pissy about it, or do they come back with a Venezuelan name, or
most of them didn't acknowledge you were talking to them unless they could see you and knew that you were talking to them. Like they
Oh,
didn't
so it's like
speak-
my wife that's 80% deaf. Like,
didn't-
unless
they
I'm
didn't
unless I'm
speak-
looking at her, talking to her face, she does not hear a word I say.
None of them really speak English, so like
Yeah.
they
The
understand.
idea is keep your head down. Yeah.
They understand what you're saying, and they'll be yeah. But that's the extent of it. So unless like you are looking at them, talking directly to them, then like you didn't try like calling their name across the plant and be like, "Hey, Rosalita," like just walk over there and be like, "I need you to do this and this and this," and then okay, and that like
Would you tell them like make sopas or tacos or something like, or else I'll deport you? Like, do you get free lunch every day? No. Oh, see,
You don't want to eat extorted food, bro.
Yeah, you
Trust
do.
me. No, you don't want to eat extorted food. You send extorted food to the bosses, but you don't want to eat the extorted food. You know,
the best tamales I've ever had were made by
what's
an
in
old
there.
white woman.
No, we had one
In
place
Arkansas,
I worked
of all
at
places.
that I drove for. We had a couple ladies in there that they would make. I think they were Filipino, but they made the best freaking egg rolls ever.
Nice.
And they would just make egg rolls all the time. It was like $6 for a dozen of them.
Hell yeah.
Super good.
It's a good way to go. Another, if you can somehow find your way to be your boss's drug dealer, that's another way to really get in good at a company. You can slack off, never get fired. Making them food's a good blue second. Though you can do that.
See,
too.
it
If you have a
sucks when
real
you're
square of a boss.
self-employed because, like,
it's hard to bribe yourself. I hear you.
It's like
You
I
just
call
ends up
myself
killing
into the office
productivity.
and yell at myself for not doing something. Oh.
Shit, yeah. Yeah, man.
Just get up in the morning, look in the mirror, and be like, "You lazy bastard, go do something today." Fuck.
And I did that.
Oh, dude, seriously, man.
It's so
that-
slow right now. Oh my gosh.
It
it's
is a
so slow.
challenge. Like,
I am not
if I have to
doing
go
anything.
somewhere and work, I can just work 10 hours straight with like no break. You know what I mean? Bang it out, get done, go home. But like, if I'm here like at the farm and I've got like stuff, I've got a lot of self-employment stuff to do, farm related or otherwise, it's so hard to get fucking motivated, dude. It's so hard. It's like in college, I couldn't do an online class because I had to be embarrassed to go in and not hand in my paperwork. You know what I mean? Like my homework and shit. Like it's like that, man. It's so much harder when I don't. When I know I'm not being watched.
Yeah.
To be productive.
And for me right now, it's time to book stuff. Like it's time to get stuff on the books for photography, and then like coffee.
So like you gotta do sales and shit.
Yeah, so it's like I mean, I have a lot of
That's
meetings
tough.
right now, and it's just brutal. Just absolutely sucks. And I have zero motivation right now. So like last night, I stayed up till like almost midnight playing Mario Party.
Nice. Dude, I know this is terrible. I'll have like a customer who wants my shit. I just got to call them and arrange like for them to get chicken and pick it up or whatever. And it'll be hard for me to work up the effort to like make that call for it's like I'm not even like it's not even a cold call, dude. It's somebody I just gotta call them and say, hey man, I'm ready, what do you want, this and that. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I do not feel like making this phone call. And I'm like, why? You're selling it's a sale, dude. It's already done. Just arrange it, like fuck. But that means I gotta talk to somebody. Fuck.
And then
I get mad at myself for that. And then it spirals me deeper into a non-motivational cycle.
Yeah.
So
I'm not that bad. Just like right now, I have zero motivation to do literally anything. Like, I don't want to do anything right now. And it's
you have an excuse because it's wintertime. You're in seasonal effectiveness disorder season. See, like I can't be like this time of year. I'm supposed to be like this in the summer when everything sucks. Right now is supposed to be the time I am hitting it. But yeah. I hear you.
What's the weather like down by you?
What's that?
What's it like down by you?
Oh, dude, it's been like the 60s. It's been a beautiful winter, dude. It's been like highs in like the 60s every day. Like we haven't even had any days in the 80s. So
we got
I
so
fucking
much
love
snow
it.
yesterday.
I love winter when it's here. Even when it's cold and uncomfortable, I bitch way too much in the summer about it being hot. I have to love every second of it.
It has come up from 1 degree at 6 o'clock this morning to it is now 7 here. Getting balmy out there.
Yeah, but I'm gonna strip off a layer or two and go on outside, and sun's up now, so I can lose a couple layers.
It's 21 here, but it's not supposed to get. It'll get in the 30s in the next couple days, but we're gonna get snow every day for the next 2 weeks. No, on the 22nd, it's gonna stop snowing.
See, how could you not get depressed? You know, with some shit like that.
I've been trying to go out and like do photos and go out and like go for walks and stuff, but it's.
Oh, you're not the mail service. That's right. I'm sorry. You can still go out. Okay,
it's so bloody cold right now. Like today, I got to go do a shoot over at the college with a couple other people that I work with that we do all their sports stuff, and it's like just motivating myself to get up and like put my camera kit together is just not. I don't even want to do that because I know I'm gonna have to be outside for like 20 minutes, like bringing gear in.
You get people who like, oh man, snow. I need my snow photo. So you might actually get like a no snowboarders hitting you up to get their snow photos now while the snow's hot or cold.
No, I tried to do like a family session special for the winter, like 15-minute session outside, and literally nobody said anything back to me.
We don't want to remember that shit.
That's exactly it, man. Well, and it's not only cold, it's just like winters. Because we get lake effect, we're right off Lake Michigan. Mm-hmm. Like it's gray for almost 2 months here.
Yeah.
It sucks. And in February, my wife has to go to Iowa for a work trip, so I'm gonna tag along. I'm gonna fly out to Iowa. It's like hopefully there's sun there. I'm really hoping I see sun for a couple days.
Sorry, you made me think about something. We had like this front come through. I'm sending it to the chat so I can pull it up. We had this front come through, and like I saw it when it arrived, like the clouds, you know. And then the other morning, dude, I'm outside doing chores, and maybe you guys can tell me if you know what this is. I've got some theories. Let's see. Here we go. I took this picture. So you see this square of light? I don't know if it's reflecting up off of something, like, you know, in the distance. So we're looking east, so the sun's coming up. And I'm not sure if the sun's above the cloud. It must be above the clouds here. So I don't know if this is like reflecting off of something. Or if there's like an alien ship up there.
Probably both.
That's weird though, right?
I think it's a reflection.
Those are the chemtrails.
Maybe there's like a fucking square like pond or something over yonder.
That's where the chemtrails congregate before they decide where they're going to hit for the day.
That's true.
They're having their morning meeting.
It's like, all right, I'm going to go this way. Y'all are all going to go that way.
So
we meet back at sundown.
This was I did this video on Sunday, I think. This is the beach.
Quote unquote beach.
Yeah, that's the beach here in Michigan. That's cold.
Yeah, no kidding, dude.
It actually wasn't bad. It was like just above 35, so it was actually pretty decent. It didn't feel as cold as it looked. But it's that gray for like the next 2 months. It's going to be gray and awful.
Do you have a seasonal effectiveness disorder lamp?
No,
I need one because I want to kill everything right now.
That's why they put hunting season during the winter. That way you have an excuse to go kill shit.
Yeah.
Get out of the house, away from them damn kids.
All I know is winter's retarded.
Nope. You gonna hit it?
Gay and retarded.
No,
I don't know how it works anymore.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.